Hello, everyone. And hello, my friend from New Wales. Happy Friday, Diana, and everyone else. Philip, thanks to all. Annika, Ankalika. I'm not sure how to, I keep saying that wrong. I've got to learn how to say that. Hello, Judith. Good afternoon, Diana and Philip. So good to see all of you. Lexi Luna, good to see you. She says, good afternoon and happy Friday. Diana and Philip and all watching. I look forward to seeing you every Friday and appreciate all the messages. Sending lots of love and blessings your way. Thank you. We need the love and blessings, so we'll take it. Thank you. Well, for those of you who don't come every Friday, I'm always so glad to see those of you who are able to make it live, and those of you who are not able to make it live, but you make comments below, and thank you for the thumbs up. We always answer a question from one of the viewers, and you can put your questions in the comments right below. The questions I do ask, they're of a esoteric or a general or a spiritual nature. If you have personal questions, you can get a hold of me and we'll set up a session. Information's below. You could give me a call. My website is below and my phone number is on the website under contact. Our question this week is about guardian angels. And I love your questions because I always learn so much. They're not necessarily questions I would be asking. So when I ask the questions and then Philip gives us the answer, it's like, really? Wow, that's pretty cool. So this week is, believe me, no exception. We also get a message from Philip from one of my books. It's called The Master's Book of Answers by Philip. And it's just an oracle book where each page has a different message for the week. So we'll get that as well. But let's go ahead and get started here. The question for this week is, what's the simplest way to ask our guardian angels for a miracle? What's the simplest way to ask our guardian angels for a miracle? Well, Philip sometimes can be a bit of a smart aleck, shall I say? And he was here. He said, you simply ask. That's his answer. You simply ask, or at least that's the first sentence of his answer. And I always say, listen to the end because he always gives us what at the end, the hope and the steps we can take to make our lives better. In this particular case, I'm saying pay attention all the way through because the whole thing is really about what we need to do. So here we go. Question: what's the simplest way to ask our guardian angels for a miracle? And Philip says, you simply ask. But you say the miracle doesn't appear. That then is not about the asking, it's about the receiving and whether or not you're ready to receive the miracle you're asking for. You see, it is not about your guardian angels, it is about you. Your guardians protect you and watch over you. In spirit world, you have many who are here to help you: guides, teachers, healers, guardians. Ask and ye shall receive. All prayers or requests are heard, but may get lost in the human's expectations, or they may not be helpful to the human in the form asked for. Too often, humans ask for something, but then work against themselves so they do not receive what they've asked for, or do not receive it in the form they requested. Humans send one message, but then work against that message by sending counter messages in their thoughts and deeds. Let us say, for example, a person asks their guardian angels to watch over their home while they are away. Of course, the angels will do so. But then the person did not specify what watching over the house meant, so no clear message is sent. The human must specify. For example, one might say, guardian angels, please keep my home safe and free of damage or intrusion while I'm gone. Thank you. Or a person might simply say, thank you for watching over my home and keeping it safe, and for watching over me and keeping my travels free of incidents and me safe. He's telling us, get more specific. Don't send vague messages out to the universe or to your guardian angels. Be specific about the message. Philip goes on to say, now, let us say that you give precise instructions, but while you're gone, you worry about your home catching on fire, or you keep engaging in conversations about home invasions. Are you unaware your thoughts and actions manifest? When asking for a miracle, you must be specific as to what you are asking. Then you must do the work to clear all that is in the way, and also the work to bring forth the miracle. Finally, you must surrender rather than continuing to angst over the miracle not yet manifesting. So excuse me. So to answer the question of what is the simplest way to ask our guardian angels for a miracle, it is to first, excuse me, I need to take a glass of water, just a moment, or a sip of water. Sometimes, thank you. Sometimes the throat gets so dry if I've been talking a lot that it just reaches that point. I want to stop here for a minute where Philip is saying that we angst over the miracle not yet manifesting. You know, one of my videos is a meditation on how to find a lost pet. It has, I don't know, 58,000 views or something like that. And I get so many calls on or emails telling me I'm going to die if I don't find my pet. And I try to explain to people, how does that make your pet feel? Because remember, everything is energy. And if everything is energy, then what we're thinking about is going out into the world. So, yes, we're going to grieve if one of our beloved pets leaves us. And yes, we're going to grieve if they die. And if they're just lost, we want to get them home. But there is a grieving process even for that, because they're not right there. But if we're trying to get a pet home, for example, we can't get into our emotions of it other than to continuously tell the pet how much we love them, how happy we are they're coming home, to stay out of our own grief and think about how would the pet feel, for example, if they're picking up our energy and we're just angsting over it instead of welcoming them home and loving them. So whatever it is whatever miracle we're trying to create, we've got to be the miracle, not constantly saying it's not happening. So we've got to have that very clear intent to start with. And then we've got to do the work. And Philip gives us 5 steps to do the work. Here we go. 1, be clear about what you're asking for. Clear intent. What is it you're asking for? Go back. You're not just saying, watch over my home. You're saying, keep it safe. Keep it free of anybody breaking in. Keep it free of any damage or any harm to it. 2, clear old patterns that are in the way. This is tough. Clear old patterns that are in the way. We have to first recognize what those patterns are and then clear them. That's another, how we clear them is something else. Do the work of creating the miracle. So, for example, let's say we want $1 million. And we have to clear the old patterns that tell us, well, you're not worth $1 million. You're not allowed to have $1 million. Well, once those patterns are clear, we've made it very clear, I want $1 million. Okay. We may want to be a little more specific in that, what we want it for, etc. Clearing the old patterns, if we have an old pattern that says, you don't get $1 million. You're not worth $1 million. You're not allowed to have money. You have to work really hard for it. Anything like that. We have to recognize and then clear those patterns. And then we have to do the work. Number 3, do the work of creating the miracle. Well, if we just sit around watching TV all day and say, I'm a millionaire, we're not doing any work, right? We've got to take those steps that would create the miracle. What is that work? Well, for example, we might want to study the stock market, or we might want to study how to handle $1 million. If we're not educated to handle $1 million, or we don't believe we're worthy of it, it's not going to happen. 4, surrender and get out of your own way. And 5, act on the miracle with love and gratitude. There's a point to where once we've done the work, we've done the clearing, we've done the human work. Once we've done all of that, we simply then let it surrender to the process. Once we surrender the process, we then listen for what step we have to take. So there's a lot of trust that's taking place here. So I want to give you those 5 steps one more time. Be clear about what you're asking for. Clear old patterns that are in the way. Do the work of creating the miracle. Surrender and get out of your own way and act on the miracle with love and gratitude. Phillip gives us another example here. Let us give another specific example to explain each step. Let us say you're ill and asking your guardian angels for healing of your human body. 1. Ask for complete healing of your body and guidance to understand and heal the emotions and patterns causing the body's illness. 2. Clear the old patterns and emotions. The first step here is to recognize the harmful patterns which may have formed in other life experiences and are being reinforced in this life, or they may have been formed in this life. To clear any pattern, the first step is recognition. Then you will be shown the ways of healing. There are many ways of healing old patterns. You may work with a teacher, coach, or counselor, for example. Your meditations may become healing if you work toward a specific discipline. Phillip doesn't go into more of that because there are many, many ways of healing the pattern, and maybe that will be another meditation or another video. But here we go on. 3. Now you must also do the human work, the human world work required. Let us say you are told you must eliminate certain foods and add others. 4. This is the most difficult for most people. It is simply stop agonizing and pleading. Stay in the gratitude for the miracle. Stay in the present moment with gratitude and love for the miracle. If you are always looking to the future, the miracle you ask for will always be in the future. I hear that a lot when I'm working with clients and we'll be working on something they want to manifest. And I'm hearing, tomorrow I will, and it's like, no, bring it back. Or I will, no, take out the I will, I am. Put it in the present. Put it in the present, whatever it is you're manifesting. Celebrate, jump up and down for joy. Here it is. Now, back to the example of healing the body. Imagine the body is in the pure divine light of love. Imagine yourself healed in the present. So let's say you want to heal a cut on your hand. You still see the cut, but if you imagine that cut gone, it's going to be a miracle. It's going to disappear. But if you keep seeing the cut, it's not. Phillips then ends with, miracles do not always manifest as we desire, even when we've done everything right. What? That is because a greater miracle is taking place. It may take a while to see that, however. Miracles do not always manifest as we desire, even when we've done everything right. That is because a greater miracle is taking place. It may take a while to see that, however. Well, my friends, we all have had those experiences where what seemed like a problem turned into a blessing, and that we might ask for A and get B, and then we recognize that here is the true blessing. Let's get our message, shall we, for the week? If you heard left, you and I are in sync intuitively. If you heard right, that's the message that you really need to listen to, because that's your message. Okay, our message for everyone on the left side is perception is judgment. Perception is judgment. Well, if we take that to the deeper level, because a lot of Phillip's wisdoms really make us think, what in the world does that mean? And if I would get that one, perception is judgment, because I use this book every morning, a different copy. My copy's a little more ragtag, but I use this book every morning and ask Philip for a message for the day. Perception is judgment. I have to be careful. You know, we all have things in our life that we have to heal, old patterns. And in Buddhism, there's a belief. I think I don't know if it's all three different types of Buddhism, but maybe just the middle way. But anyway, there's a belief that face death. As you face death every day, you live more freely. You live in more. You live more. You're more alive. And the reason for that is we're all going to die. There's no getting around that. We're all going to die. And if we're aware of death, it forces us, or it asks of us, it doesn't force us, it asks of, thank you, it asks of us to work through those patterns and heal them. You know, at 76, I'm much aware of how short time is left in our lives. I may have, and this is true of all of us, I may only have a day, but at 76, we're, you know, as we age, we become more and more aware, and we make friends with death as we age. And I've never had a fear of death, but I have to say, as I've aged, I've become more aware of it. And being aware of death every day does have an advantage, and that is it really pushes me to look at my patterns, really pushes me to say, I don't want to take that with me. I want to heal that before I make a transformation or transition into spirit world. I like that perception is judgment. I don't want to judge anyone. I want my perception of life to be love, to be free of my old patterns. I don't want to judge anyone. And that's pretty hard. I'm working on it. On the right, if you heard right, this is for you. If thought is felt by those around you, do you not then have a responsibility to add joy and laughter to their world rather than sorrow and sadness? Well, isn't that what we've been talking about? If thought is felt by those around you, do you not then have a responsibility to add joy and laughter to their world rather than sorrow and sadness? Hello, Johanna. So good to see you. She says, hi, Diana. It was very informative. Thank you. I'm glad that was helpful. And Carly B says, lovely message. Thank you. I appreciate hearing that. You know, this was one of your questions. And when I first read it with the guardian angel, with the question being, I got to find the question again. So I got to turn some pages here. What's the simplest way to ask our guardian angels for a miracle? I thought, isn't that pretty simple? The answer? Multiple pages later, I found out it's not quite as simple as I thought. So I'm glad to hear that it was informative for you. I'm so grateful that all of you come live, and for those of you who come and make the comments below. I look forward to your questions, and I look forward to working with you. And don't forget, our monthly predictions are out on the channel. And I do have some meditations and other videos on YouTube. Feel free to look through and tell your friends. And thanks for the thumbs up. Judith, she says, I need to work on my thoughts. Yes, we all do. And, you know, that's not easy because we've got all of these thoughts going. But when we catch a thought, that's when we catch that thought, and then we get to change it to what something works better for us. And Judith also may be referring to the newsletter that came out today. Feel free to, please do sign up for my newsletter. It's free. And the newsletter came out today, and it talked about the most important question that you can ask yourself. And I may put that in a blog eventually because it's such an important question. And it's simply, and the newsletter article gets deeper into it, but I won't go into it now, but just give you the question, does this help or hinder? And then you've got to take that a little bit deeper. Lexi says, I absolutely live that right side message. Have happy, positive thoughts always. Well, good, Lexi. We're so glad for that, and we love you for it. Don't deny that there is pain in the world. And so that's part of what we do in our work. We look at the pain and heal it. So thank you for adding your positiveness to the world. We love it. And Judith gives us the big hug and smiley face and hearts. And Chris says, greetings and blessings to all. Well, thank you all for coming today. I'm so grateful. And thank you for the love that you add to my life and to the world. And thank you for receiving our love. Until next week, see ya.